I bet you the Skag mower can't go 2,700 hours without greasing the spindles.
Well, heck no, it ain't gonna go that long without greasing the spindles.
The Exmark did. I mean, I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying.
But if you grease them, you won't ever have to replace them.
They're not a grease port.
Yeah, it's on the Skag.
Now I know, because they want you to grease everything. 2,700 hours, man. The mower's about to go anyway.
Not a Skag, man. I see you're only like halfway through its life there.
Okay. Check. They must. Good morning, y'all. So it's Tuesday morning. It rained all night. Yeah. So that's where we're at. Of course, we're not working or nothing. I don't even know that we're going to be able to work at all this week. I had some, I got work that we can do, but it's so wet that I really probably not going to even want to do any of the work because of, it's just so wet. And when it's wet and cold, the ground don't never dry. So yeah. So a couple things. So I'm gonna actually start working on the mower deck today when I get back. I pretty much assessed what I need to do, and it's a lot, and I do have a piece of steel, and by now you guys will have seen that piece of steel. I'm not sure, that piece of steel might be too thick. I didn't think that but it might be. I'm just gonna have to see what happens, when I cut it out. But there's a lot to do with with that mower deck. I mean, there is. And you keep in mind that, I have a plasma cutter. So it's not all going to be, it's not going to take long to do all the cutting. I cut all the baffles out and everything. So I know a lot of you guys are coming in the comments, or some of you guys are coming in the comments and are saying, man, just go on and bite the bullet and buy another one. And that, that's definitely crossed my mind, y'all. Y'all ain't wrong to think like that. It definitely has. But there's a couple of things that I've taken into consideration before I make a purchase like that. Number one is the price of the new mower deck. Okay, $3,000. Now, $3,000 does not get you anything but the shell and the actual deck. It doesn't get you any of the spindles, any of the pulleys, any of the anything other than just the deck with the baffles. Now granted, that's all I need. But a spindle could go out tomorrow, and if I'm in $3,000 of the deck, then I would have to be in another $300 or $400 for the spindle, and then times 3, another 1,000. So, I'm not saying it would be a bad investment to spend $3,000 on, $3,000. Now that $3,000 on the deck does not include shipping if I have to have it shipped from somewhere, and I probably wouldn't have to have it shipped. I'd probably be able to order it from the dealer, and they would just have it, and I'd have to go get it. But it's not going to have new spindle assemblies. So by the time it's all said and done, if I go that route, then I'm going to be in for it a lot more than $3,000. $3,000 is the bare minimum, okay? Now, keep your brain on that number for a second. Let's play it all the way out. Okay, so I'm buying that. I'd be buying that deck for a mower that has 2,700 hours on it. Okay, you know, it's a lot of hours, and not that, you know, but these are the things that I'm weighing before I spend that kind of money. With a mower that has that many hours on it, there are other things that could, and maybe not, but are more likely to go wrong, and nothing's under warranty at this point for sure. So anything that goes wrong with that mower, I'm gonna have to fix. You know, say I spend the $3,000 on it, right? And next month a hydro motor goes out, $1,500 or whatever, you know. Okay, well, if I got $3,000 in the mower deck, then I'm going to have to justify. That's going to make me have to spend. That's going to make me want to put the $1,500 into the drive motor, right? Okay, and then if you put $1,500 in the drive motor and the other drive motor goes out, well, then you're going to be at another. And I'm not saying those things will go out, but if they do, my thinking would be on a whole nother level than it would be if I don't buy the $3,000 deck. See, if I don't buy the $3,000 deck and I fix it for, you know, my time, energy, and effort, and, you know, minimal money in parts, you know, a couple $100, you know, then if something else breaks down on it, I can justify either trashing the mower or weighing whether I want to put any more money in it. But if I put the $3,000 in it, and that's minimal, it's going to be more than $3,000, because if I do a new deck, then I'm going to want new spindles, you know. And if I do that, then if anything else goes wrong with the mower in the foreseeable future, I'm going to have to spend more money on the mower. And at the end of the day, the mower has 2,700 hours on it, headed toward a backup mower. That's what it's headed toward. I'm just saying. It's not going to be a main mower, okay? Now, think about that for a second, okay? Throw in the fact that I can cut steel, I can weld steel. I already got the mower off the deck off the mower, and I don't have anything more lucrative going on. Y'all see the rain, right? There's all these little things that goes into decisions like what I'm making with this particular mower deck, you know. And most of the time, not all the time, but most of the time, the decisions I make are sound decisions when you factor in all the information, you know. I mean, if I put a brand new deck on it and I decide to sell the mower next month, there's no way I'm going to get my money back out of that deck. No way. Right? I'm not going to be able to sell it for enough money to justify a $3,000 deck. That's another thing you got to think about. You know, when you consider the hours on the machine, nobody's going to give you, you know, I'm not going to get any more money for it with a new deck on it than I would if I fixed that deck. I'm not, because then people are going to look at the hours on the machine, you know. And they're gonna tell me it's my dumb ass fault that I put a $3,000 deck on it on a 2,700 hour machine. That's what they're gonna say when I'm trying to sell it, you know. So I wouldn't be able to sell it, and that's okay. I don't have to. I wouldn't have to sell it, you know. And then, as far as using the spare mower, as far as using the spare deck for parts, well, there won't be no parts on it. All we'll have is the shell. It won't be, spindles will be gone, the pulleys will be gone, everything will be off of it. It'll just be a piece of metal. Not worth nothing, if you can't fix it. It's another thing I'm thinking about. So, it would be easy for me to go out and spend $3K on a shell and move everything over and basically replace that deck, right? But it would be costly when you're thinking about what all the other things that are going on with the mower as far as the age goes. I'm only going to get so much money for it if I decide to sell it. That's some of my thinking on why I'm not going to buy a new deck. And my buddy Mark Linton, sent me a link to a mower that's got a 60-inch deck on it, and they sell them the whole mower. I don't even know if it runs or not, for $1,200. Well, I don't think that I'd be willing to spend $1,200, and I don't think I would. And Mark, I appreciate that, but I'm not sure that particular deck will fit the Laser ZX series. I'm not sure, 100% sure. I'm so anti-spending that kind of money on this mower that I just, and no, $1,200 would be a deal compared to a new one. But I don't know. Well, I just don't even want to spend $1,200, y'all. I'll be honest, man. I don't even want to spend $1,200. Not on a mower deck that I got in my garage on a bench that I know for a fact that I can fix. Put it like that. And I know a lot of you guys are looking at that, well, man, damn, Ray, that's a lot of work. It is a lot of work, don't get me wrong. But I don't have anything more lucrative that I can do. What better way to spend Christmas week, of rainy, nasty weather in the house than working on a mower deck that's going to save me $3,000 minimum. So when you're self-employed like I am, and a lot of you guys are, you got to be looking at that too. It ain't like I can go out here and make $3,000 in a couple of weeks. One of the guys was saying, well, you could make $3,000 in just a couple of weeks. Well, yeah, I could if we're in May, or June, but we're not. We're in December, week before Christmas. If I spend the $3K on that deck, I'm not gonna be able to get my money back on that. As far as running that mower, I'm not gonna be able to get my money back until, hell, it'll be June or July before I reach 3K with that mower. If you just cordon off that mower, Then a lot of people would say, and my own self would say, well, just wait until then to fix it. Just wait until then to replace the mower deck. And that sounds good. I mean, that sounds like a plan, But it's still gonna cost you $3,000, and I'm still gonna be sitting minimum, and I'm still gonna be sitting in the house today, tomorrow, and the next day, and the next day, doing nothing. not earning nothing, but having to spend something. You know, I mean, that's just my thoughts on it, and I'm not trying to sound, you know, disrespectful to anybody's what they would do or anything like that. I get it. I mean, you know, if it were, you know, when you're me, and I don't know about everybody else, but when you're me, you have to weigh what it's going to cost versus how long it's going to take you to get it. Right? And then you also have to weigh, well, can I fix it? I mean, you know, that's relative as well, you know. Or do I want to fix it? Or do I have a skill set that I can fix it? Do I have the tools to fix it? Check, 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 check. I can do all that. I can fix it without a doubt. Not even concerned about if I can fix it or not. I know I can. No doubt in my mind. Now, the method of fixing it, well, I'm still going through that in my head because I wanted to fix it the best possible way. Yeah, the best possible way, and I don't want to do anything to it that's going to compromise it. And me fixing it is not going to cost me anything but my time doing something that I don't really mind doing. I like to weld and fabricate and think about things, you know. I like that kind of thing. It's almost like a hobby, you know. You have to look at it like that, you know. But the biggest thing you got to look at is the price of a new one versus what it's going to cost me to fix the old one versus how much time I got, free time, that I'm not earning no money nowhere. Why not earn $3K by fixing this deck? That's basically what I'm doing when you're in business for yourself. That's what you're doing. If I ain't got to spend $3,000, then I earn $3,000. and $3,000 is like I said, that's just going to be the shell. And you never know. I might get into fixing this mower and realize, man, I need to replace these spindles. I don't think I do, but as right now. And also, this particular mower deck, with all those out, with 27, this is the facts of the mower deck. Let me just break it down for y'all real quick. The facts of the mower deck are this: over 2,700 hours on it. Okay, I've never ever greased a spindle because they're sealed. So to all the guys that are always talking about, man, I want to have grease points and all, I don't. I mean, I don't. I've never put grease in any of the Exmark spindles on any Exmark I ever owned, and I've never had an Exmark spindle go out. Now I had on the mower that I gave Jesse Black for, I did have one of them that was making a little bit of noise, but I was able to get a deal for both of the spindles. It was only a 44-inch deck, and so I replaced them because I had to take the deck off to fix one of the hangers on it. And this is not my first time dealing with a lawnmower deck. Now this will be the first time I fool with 60-inch Laser Z decks. You know, it'll be the first time I've done this, and yeah. So that just shows you, by the mere fact that the mower has that many hours on it, and I never had to replace anything to do with the spindles at all. That tells you a lot about the build of these Exmark machines. This mower has bought my house, man. that mower deck has contributed, you know, to the business in a way that, I mean, unmatched, you know, over the years. And I've had that mower since around 2013. And that mower, I bought it, it was a demo unit. It had 20 hours on it when I bought it. And I paid, I think, $8,800 for it through my Connect. These are facts. So, well, damn, Ray, you didn't hardly pay nothing for it. You didn't pay retail for the mower, man. Shoot, you ought to go on and splurge and buy a deck. Yeah, but just think if I didn't pay retail for it, and I don't have to splurge and buy a deck. Just saying, that's that much more money that I'm able to save and make, earn. Because when you ain't, because like I said, if you're spending, then it's costing. And I damn sure ain't earning if I'm spending. You know. So that's just my thinking on the mower deck and why I am, you know, gonna try. I'm gonna try and fix it myself. If I sit down with that mower deck and I spend a day, we'll just say 8 hours, 10 hours, where am I going to make $300 an hour for 10 hours? Now, another thing too to think about, and I know this is getting a little lengthy, another thing too to think about is if we were in the summer and that mower started doing this, then I may be able to justify spending the $3K on a deck. But I'm not going to wait till the summer to start getting my equipment ready. We don't even know the availability of new equipment or anything. So it's another factor too. I'm trying to keep my costs down. That's what I'm doing. And it's okay that people don't agree with that. I mean, I get that. That's cool. I mean, and in a certain way, I agree with what everybody's saying. There's just so many unknowns about a mower that has 2,700 hours on it that I'm unwilling to dump that kind of money into it. Because once I do that, then I'm in. That mower is going to have to last me, you know, I mean, 3 or 4 seasons. And you got to ask yourself, well, 3 or 4 seasons, what condition is everything else going to be like? In 2 seasons, in 1 season, the motor could go down. Shit, a hydraulic motor could lock up any minute, you know. Laser Z X series, nothing but the top of the line, the top mower.
Two's gonna be $234 plus tax.
That's for all of them. How many pieces are there?
6.
About, run it, man. That's it.
All right, I get them coming.
All right, thanks, man. I'll be in touch.
All right, man.
Later.
All right.
Merry Christmas, buddy.
Hey, man, you too.
See ya.
See ya.
So y'all heard him. $230, $240 for brand new ones. For brand, that's the whole. That's everything underneath the deck. I probably won't get them until. I'll be fortunate to get them next week. I'll be lucky to get them before the new year. But $230, $240. I mean, come on, man. And then the rest of it's just skill set, right? It is. You know, being able to do stuff like this, it really sets you apart from the average guy in my spot. You know, because if you have to go out there and pay $3,000 for the deck, and I don't, and I'm not taking up time that's taken away from making $3,000, because I'm not. Obviously, we can't work. Obviously, it's, you know, December, you know, in Georgia, and there's not going to be any work, you know, for that mower. Well, hell, I could hold that mower up all winter, you know. Now, if I were taken away from earning money to do the work on this mower deck, well, you got to weigh that, you know, but I'm not. And when you're able to do stuff like this, you got to cut more grass. Well, when you're able to fix your own stuff versus not being able to fix, versus spending $3,000 versus not spending $3,000, well, if you spend $3,000, you got to cut more grass than I do to get to the same money. That's a fact. And you got to look at your own business like that. Not to mention learning about the equipment that you're running, right? So if you want to spend $3,000 on a deck, whether you got the money or not, having the money or not having the money, that's irrelevant with what I'm saying right here. It doesn't matter. You still gonna have to come out your pocket $3,000 minimum. Whether you a millionaire or 100-aire, it don't matter. You still gonna have to spend that money, and I'm not. I'm gonna spend under $500. So that's $2,500 minimum, you know, that you're gonna have to make up on the lawns at $60 to $70 each, $80 each, whatever you charge, that I don't have to do. I can be never spending that money and using that money to actually make more money while you're trying to get that money back. That's business, y'all. That's hustling. That's using your resources, whether it be financial resources or skill set resources. It's using your resources. So you compile that with, I don't have to market. You compile that with knowing how to fix everything. You compile that with smart with my money in other ways. I mean, it makes a huge difference, man, in what you have to do. I don't worry about a lawnmower deck going down because I know I can fix it. If it was the engine, something that's not my forte, then I'd pay to have it fixed. But for a mower deck, I'm not going to pay. And if you're young in the game, as you grow with your business and you know, and you're really into it, you got to be kind of into it, and you really are trying to make, you know, the top dollar, top tier money based on your time, then you have to be thinking like this. I don't think nothing about thinking like this. I think like, okay, I don't know enough about engines that some of you guys know about engines. Some of you guys will say, oh man, Ray, it'll be easy to fix that engine, you know, go in there and blah, blah, blah. You know, just like I'm saying, it'll be easy to fix that deck, go in there and do blah, blah, blah. The only difference is I don't know enough about engines where I'm comfortable with that. But I know plenty about lawnmower decks and welding and fabricating. So you have to pick and choose what you're willing to pay for and what you're not willing to pay for. And who knows? I might get this. I might spend 6 or 7 hours on this deck, get this deck high and tight, and sell a mower. You never know. I mean, yeah. I mean, you really, literally never know. But you have to be thinking like that. I might spend 6 or 7 hours with this mower deck, and something catastrophic happened that I didn't foresee, that I didn't see, and the mower deck collapsed and I have to buy a new one anyway. That could happen. I mean, it really could. But that's what'll have to happen for me to spend the money on the deck. So now I want to get my gift for my wife, the pickup here. I'll kick back.